Welcome back, Lina LaRue, for part two of your conversation. Let's get to know you a little bit more. Let's play two truths and a lie.
Okay, I like this. We did this last time. It's really fun.
Okay, you go.
All right. I last time I really wanted to stump you, so I wanted to try to stump you again.
Oh, that's that. It's all good.
Okay, so we will do again, I'll just number them. So, number one, I never met either of my grandfathers.
Okay.
Number two, I'm about to publish my first faith-based book. And number three, I used to be a school bus driver.
Hmm. These are very interesting. Okay. Never met either grandfathers. Okay, in the conversations we've had, I don't remember them coming up, so that's a possibility. About to publish your first faith-based book. I think we talked about this, so if you are closer, then that's a question mark. And that you used to be a school bus driver. I think that's just zany enough to be true. So, something about number two, although I actually hope this is true, the faith-based book, I'm going to go with that one as the lie. How'd I do?
You're correct. So I don't know if you remember, but I was a truck driver, a semi truck driver.
Oh, yes.
And after that, for a short time, I ended up getting an endorsement on my license to be a school bus driver, and I did do
Oh
that for a
my
short time. But the
gosh.
kids drove me nuts, so I quit pretty
Oh my
soon
gosh.
after.
I that would be a very hard job. I that would be one of the last ones on my list of things I would want to do or try. And I love kids, but that's not the that's not the
Oh,
problem.
exactly. No, they're crazy when they're all together on a bus. Oh my gosh. And yes, I never met either of my grandfathers. And you're right. I'm not about to publish my first faith-based book, but it is a very important goal for me to one day do that. I kind of have the premise of the book, uh, but it's going to take a lot of work. But eventually, I would like to publish
Right.
one. So it's
And
not
I
true yet.
It's not true yet. And see, I like that because it's still on the maybe it's not even on the back burner, but it's there. It's there. It's simmering. It's doing what it needs to do until you are ready to tackle it. And by the way, I never met either of my grandfathers either. So
How interesting.
yeah, so right away I was like, you know what? That's entirely possible. That's entirely possible. I mean, it seems like it should be impossible, but it's really
Exactly.
not. It's really
That's
not.
wow. Okay. So we have something else in
Yes.
common.
Yes. One more thing. Okay. I will be one of the first to buy your book when you finally do get it together because you have so much to share and so much of who you are is I mean, and I don't even know you that well, but as well as I do know you, you show up as light and radiance and warmth and invitation. And you're very good at seeing people. You see them. And
Thank
yeah,
you. Thank you.
that's
It's interesting you said that because the book is actually going to be, I don't know how, it's hard to explain, but it's going to actually be like a kind of a journalistic documentary feel. In order to write the book, I actually have to first interview a lot of people and
ooh,
anonymously like use their stories within the book. So thank you for saying that.
right. No, that is yeah, that's a good pairing of your passion, your talent, your faith with something that you can put out in the world. That's great.
Thank
Love
you.
that, Lena. All right, the last fun thing you did.
Last fun thing I did was having a sleepover on the floor with my husband recently. We we just decided one day he's like, "Hey, you want us to like move the bed at like on the other side of the room and we'll just sleep on the ground tonight?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it." So something very simple, but it was cute because it kind of felt like we were like young, like well, we are young in the scheme of things, but I felt like we were little kids, again. It was cute.
Oh, that's so sweet. I love that. Okay, growing up, who did you look up to? I know you had, as I recall, listeners, a challenging childhood. Well, I can leave it there and you can do whatever you want with that. So growing up, who did you look up to?
Yes, that was a hard one to reflect on because, like you said. So I guess I would say I looked up to teachers and also certain parents of friends of mine who
Mm,
were just seemed to be very stable. They just seemed very cool, calm, and collected, had their lives together. Yeah, just intelligent. So yeah, I would say teachers and parents of some of my friends.
and isn't that interesting? Even though your upbringing was tough and rough, there were still these little lights, these little glimmers of hope that you saw in these other people. And I feel for me, and I'm sure for you too, that's one of God's ways of saying, just hang on, hang on, hang on.
Absolutely, absolutely. And when you look at it as we're all children of God anyway, we're all connected in that. So even if they weren't related to me by blood, I can still look up to and love and respect these people.
Right,
Absolutely.
right. I love that for you. Let's see. I don't know. My thing is not supposed to be making any noise right now. My gosh. Okay, I'm supposed to be on focus, but I don't know why it's not doing. Anyway, okay. So focus. Yes, please focus. Do not disturb. Do not disturb.
It happens. It's technology.
Well, and I did it on my phone, and so I thought, well, that's going to carry over to all my other things, but apparently it did not. Okay, now, what would you say is one gift that God has given you?
I would say, and I kind of goes maybe back to something that you had told me before, how I can see people. I would say that the gift would be kind of like this intuition or this
Mm-hmm.
ability to kind of sense maybe what other people are going through,
Mm-hmm.
to put myself in their shoes
Mm-hmm.
and let them know that someone understands them and sees them.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what I would say.
And don't we all want to be known and seen? Yes, so true. Why do you think we are afraid to say yes to all God has for us?
So I think we're afraid to say yes to what God has for us. This is going to sound spicy, and maybe some
Good,
people don't
good.
want to hear it, but because we think we know what's right for us, we think that we know better than God at times.
Mm-hmm.
And so we know that if we say yes to everything he has for us, those are things that we might not want or we don't
Mm,
think is right.
right.
And so I think it comes down to that struggle of man with our like the struggle with our flesh, what we
Mm,
want, and not wanting to fully submit or humble ourselves to his plans.
right.
So I think that's why we're afraid.
Right, because then it's also unknown. Like we have this illusion of thinking we're actually in control, right? And
Absolutely.
like, well, I don't know about that because of this, but it's such a, I mean, it's not really accurate, I guess would be a good way to put it.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
yeah, he knows far better than we do, my goodness. Okay, so women have all kinds of different fears from stopping us, right? Like we've been talking about. What is one of the ways that you think women really sort of, one of the fears that stops them? Either that you see in others or in yourself.
Yes. That's a hard one because we have a lot. At least I know I have.
Well, yes, that's one of the reasons we're having this conversation, right?
Yes.
To encourage, it's really to, encourage each other to be more in the most humble sense possible, not at all in an arrogant sense.
Absolutely. So I'll what I think stops us from being more, being all that, and this, I'm going to refer to what I've told you before in the past is again, we're so worried about what our friends, our family, our colleagues, society, social media, what they're going to think. You
God,
know, it's all it's that it's always it always I think it always goes back to
yes,
that are they going to accept me? Am I wanted? You know, if I do this, are they going to judge me? Are they going to criticize me? And so I think that's mainly what stops us women.
yes, agreed. Yes. And what is the Eleanor Roosevelt quote? If you, I'm going to butcher it, but basically, if you saw how little people thought of you, I mean, in other words, they're not spending all this time thinking about you. They're really not.
Yeah, they're not. They're not. They're focused on
Just,
all their own fears and worries.
yes, they're just not. And it's, some brief, momentary, whatever, you have no control over that anyway. You
Exactly.
cannot. So all this fear of how you're coming across, you can't do anything really with it anyway. So why not just show up as you? And we referenced a few weeks ago the book, The Courage to be Disliked. And I love
Ah,
the title. I love the title. The book was very hard to read. No offense to the author. Very, very hard to read. But that basic notion of just go ahead and be you, and you're not going to be for everyone anyway, no matter
exactly.
what.
Exactly. And I want to throw in a little quick story here.
Yes, please.
Last week I was on public transport here in Mexico on my way to go see my therapist. I go every week, and I had this moment where I don't know if something kind of like I dropped something and I felt like embarrassed about it. And I'm like, oh, what are these other passengers going to think? And then right away I thought, Lena, you yourself are going to forget about this tomorrow. Actually, you yourself are going to forget about this in like an hour. Like, who cares? You most likely, you'll never see these people ever again. Like, they're going to forget about it in like 20 seconds, you know? So,
Right.
like, just go with the flow, girl. Come on. Don't worry.
Well, and if you break it down, you dropped something, correct? And you were embarrassed to pick it up. Okay, which person on that public transport has not dropped something in their lifetime?
Exactly. Exactly.
Right? That's such a human thing. We drop things. Okay, pick it up. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
okay to pick it up.
Exactly. And in that same day, later on, when I was on my way back home, a gentleman entered and he had this big bag of like a stack of papers that I think he went to the printers. He dropped all of those papers on the
Oh,
floor. That's like was a huge,
oh,
moment. Luckily, other people helped him, but then I forgot about that within 5 minutes.
right.
It's like,
Yeah, we drop things. We
yeah,
drop
we're
things.
humans.
Well, and I love that people came to his aid, and that really speaks more of anything that he
Absolutely.
dropped it. Okay, that's human, and people jumped in. May I help you? Can I help you? I want to help you.
Absolutely.
Oh, see, and that's
It
beautiful.
was. It is. So the next time it's like, oh, like don't be embarrassed if you drop something because people are good and they might just help you pick it up instead of they're not going to make fun of you.
Right, right. Yes, but we do have that fear. Oh my gosh. So what piece of advice would you give to women to encourage them to become all that God has for them?
I would say we need to we need to remind ourselves of how much we are seen and loved unconditionally by God,
Mm,
that we're just here temporarily, and we really don't need to be so afraid.
mhm.
Let's let's be more grateful for this life he gave us, that, this temporary time we have on this earth. Let's enjoy it. Let's talk with other people who are grateful and happy and positive, like you, Rechelle.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You.
Just really remind ourselves how blessed we are to be alive every day. That, I think, will bring this just happiness and gratitude and life and spirit
Mhm.
in us, that
Yeah.
it'll be so easy to be all that in a bag of chips, because we're feeling all this gratitude and joy and appreciation and this unconditional love that only we can only get from God, that
Right.
we have no choice but to just shine and be spicy and
Yes.
brave and courageous.
Yes. I love that. That is so beautifully, well, powerfully, inspiringly said.
Thank you.
Yes, Lena, I love that. I
Thank
love,
you.
love, love that. And honestly, that's one of the points of this show in general is to encourage us all to be that because you're right, it's temporary. And we're to make the most of it again in a humble sense. That's what we're talking about here.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, that is just incredible. All right, is there anything in conclusion you feel like you just didn't quite get to?
I would say that I just want to thank you for this show,
Oh,
for just being so consistent with it. Something that I definitely need more of. You can rub some of that off on me when it comes to podcasting. And thank you for being brave to be willing to meet all of us, all of these strangers, and ask us these deep questions, not knowing necessarily, well, you don't know how they're going to respond, and just giving a space for that. You are such a great listener. Thank you so much. You're just a really great podcast
oh.
host.
Well, I wasn't expecting any of this in conclusion. Oh my gosh,
I
thank
had to
you.
say it.
Oh, you
Okay.
are so sweet. And listener, by the way, Lena has a podcast herself called, I want to say The Streets of Our Lives.
Yes.
Oh, I got it right. I got
Mhm.
it right. And I have listened to several of the episodes. Very wow, so powerful, so authentic, transparent, vulnerable, all those kinds of words where you just like, this is me, this is something I'm thinking about, this is something I wrote. And I love how you show up in that space just like this is who I am, and I'm not gonna apologize for it. I love that.
Thank you so much.
I
Thank you.
love, love, love
My
that.
heart's like growing right now. Thank
Yes, I
you.
know. Isn't that wonderful? Okay, so where can people find you?
Yes. So, because I have all these different places they can go and I don't want to overwhelm them with a bunch of links,
Okay.
I'm going to share with you one link that will take them to all these different
Yes.
resources or ways to connect with me. So,
Okay, that sounds wonderful.
yeah,
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to that. I will be sure to include it because, yeah, it's so much of this is about connection, taking the time to connect and reaching out. And you just never know how you are going to bless somebody by reaching out.
absolutely. You never know. I've met some of my best friends just randomly reaching out through things. And yeah, it's beautiful.
It is. It is. So be brave enough to do that because why not?
Yes.
Why not? Lena, you are a wonderful woman. I admire you.
I admire you too. Thank you for having me.